Hey, Genki Call here with the Mistress of Stone World event for the week of August 15th, 2022. But first, the lore. Medusa wasn't in the Mist of Scales, but her other sister, Euryale, gave us some mirror shards to help defeat her. She also told us where to find her. In Hellcrag, of course. Now, I have two problems with this. First is that they keep going back and forth between the mythological spelling Uriel and the lore from the game, which is Euryale. My second problem here is that she's in Hellcrag, of course, but she's a Mist of Scales mythic. So I'm hoping that when we finish the campaign, it's going to explain why she's in Mist of Scales and not Hellcrag, but that's just me splitting hairs. So pet peeve of mine, non-continuity of storyline bothers me. That's the wrong button. Anyway, let's get in here. Face Medusa in Hellcrag and defeat her to break the curse. Collect Medusa's scales each time you beat her as proof of your deeds. You know what? This is going to be the most straightforward world event we have ever done, because every one of the fights gives you the same amount of points. You just have to do the harder battles to get higher points, and that is all you have to remember, because they're all the same. So they're all Medusa. They're just burning, toxic, stormy. Want to do the highest level. So I don't have that many teams for you today, but that's because all you really need is Chalcedony, and you're good to go. But I do have some alternatives and some things that are faster. So, I mean, you're not everybody's going to have 3 Chalcedony, but and then this is just something you get for 50 brown and red mana mastery, I believe. So hopefully you will have this. You can use any weapon with this team. Chalcedony is really all you need, as I said. Alright, so all we have to do is start casting. And it really doesn't matter. Now, a really nice thing we've got going on this week is that not only are spells boosted, but the skulls are also boosted this week, and I forgot to go over that. So, skull and spell damage, and what you can get in the shop here. The only thing in the shop is troops for Hellcrag. And so everything you're about to see, pretty much, well, not everything. Most of the things. Tourmaline is in the drop table. Chernabog, not any Obsidian Depths troop is not there. The tower is not there, and Xenith is not there. Everything else is in the drop table. So, you know, just a few things that aren't there, but most importantly, the Mythic is there. So if you haven't gotten him yet, you have a chance to get him without spending your event keys. And good luck to you. Alright, so that's the first team. Really, really straightforward. I have to cough. So the next thing, if you don't have 3 Chalcedony, you can do... That is the wrong team. My bad, I forgot to copy it. So the next option here that we have, again, you can use any weapon you want. Put the Molten Dipper in here. It's the class weapon. Explode a column, create a gargoyle gem for each red or brown gem in the chosen column. The column's up and down. You want to choose one with lots of brown on it, or brown and red if you can. So that's if you want the gargoyle gems there. We've got nothing here to explode things except for this. So, and then the Craghound does damage to 2 random enemies, which will make things go more quickly. You can always use 2 Craghounds instead of using 2 Chalcedony if you wish. So I'll show you how this one works. The Craghound is going to be faster simply because it hits 2 enemies, but at the same time, you lose control of the board. So, Apophysis. I was going to say, who created all the skulls? I wasn't paying attention to my enemies, like, at all. So, and the secret with Chalcedony, don't make all the match 4s that you see. Don't do this, because... Well, I guess I can for the skulls. Okay. Usually you don't want to match 4 because you want to leave as much brown on the board as possible so that you get match 4s. That's the whole point, is to get lots of match 4s so you keep looping. Alright, I'm just going to keep going for the highest level here. So the next team, I think I forgot to copy it, and I did. The next team uses troops from Obsidian Depths. Well, a troop from Obsidian Depths. We've got the faction weapon, the Obsidian Libram, which blows things up and summons as well, and then Obsidiaxis, it's going to do a bunch of damage and boosted by gargoyle gems. You can throw the Eternal Sentinel in here if you wish, instead of the Craghound, because the Craghound doesn't do that much, but or throw another Chalcedony in here. Again, Chalcedony is your shining star on any construct team. Oh, what kind of troop is she in? Naga monster. Okay. So I'm just gonna... She hits so hard, too. This doesn't hit as hard, but Obsidiaxis does. Yeah. Love it. Love it, love it. Alright, so 2 more troops based on... I mean, it's the same team with a different final troop. So the first one is using Chalcedony. I'm sorry, of course, Chalcedony. The tower and Obsidiaxis with the Obsidian Libram. The tower with Chalcedony is crazy. It's crazy because she creates so much brown. You'll have 100% chance for an extra turn every time you cast, as long as she's doing her job. And Obsidian Libram to blow things up. Obsidiaxis will take advantage of all of those gargoyle gems that you create with the tower and make her more powerful. So this is the first option. This, of course, the tower is money locked right now, so you may not have it available, which is why I had some other options as well. Let's see. I don't want to take red. I don't feel like it. All right, fine. So right now, just as is, we already have a 70% chance for an extra turn, but we're going to get him taken care of. Then look, 133% chance. If it's 100, it's 100. So yeah, extra there. We're just going to get rid of that just to be sure. Also, very nice about the tower, inflict a random status effect when a random enemy casts an on a random enemy when an ally casts a spell. So every time you loop, every time you're doing a negative status effect to their team. Just super cool. So we're just going to go ahead and get some more gargoyles on there. So there are only 3 because I keep overriding them. So she'll do an extra 9 damage to each, but there's that. And the last team is my favorite. The last team is not the last team. There's also a Tourmaline team, but this next team is my favorite because it blows things up, and I love blowing things up. It blows things up with Doom Skulls. So it's basically the same team. Instead of Obsidiaxis, we have Xenith. Now, the tower will create either good or bad gargoyle gems, and Xenith gets its boost off of evil gargoyle gems. Again, this is money locked. Thank you, Darren, for getting the pass for me so that I could have these available. Blow things up, Chalcedony. It's nice. I like it. And then there's one more team after that. I haven't tried it. I have no idea how it's going to work, but we will find out. So, yeah, I think I'm going to take care of her first. Extra turn. Whee! I'll do that. Now I'm using just 1 badge and 2 Medals of Seasons right now, by the way. So we still have, well, 84%, not quite strong enough, but I'll do that. Or not quite close enough, so over 100%. We're surely going to take that. And just keep looking for those evil gargoyle gems to boost Xenith. I'll go ahead and cast plus 15. So it's going to create 20 Doom Skulls. Boom shakalaka! Ah! I love it. So if you have lots and lots of evil gargoyle gems on the board, that is super, super helpful. But let me clear this off real quickly before I show you the very last team. And I guess I could use the petrified banner for it. Speaking of which, the Molten Dipper, the class weapon, is a relic, I believe. So that will help get the things done. Task, that's the wrong button. I keep clicking wrong buttons. How dare I? Alright, so we're going to go in here and I'll show you this last team. Chalcedony, Tears of the Sisters. The weapon really doesn't matter, but it does create good gargoyle gems. And there's really no reason to use good gargoyle gems because there's nothing to blow up the board. Let's change that. I'm just going to change it to the Molten Dipper. No, wait. Tourmaline. That's right. There's no way to blow it up, but Tourmaline will get a boost by gargoyle gems. So, extra 3 damage for every gargoyle gem. I remember now. And the Eternal Sentinel does create 3 gargoyle gems and gain an extra turn and freezes a random enemy. So that is nice. The freeze is nice and the extra gargoyle gems for Tourmaline. Of course, you can always use this with Obsidiaxis as well. I hope that they will fix this spell soon because that looks terrible. I may have to use this more than once to showcase it. Alright. Alright, fine. Gain an extra turn. And yeah, I'm going to have to show this more than once because this is just... Okay, we've got a freeze on them, and then at this point, with all of these gargoyle gems on here, plus 27 damage per enemy. So let's see if we can find a higher level to do this on. I just don't know how I like this team at this point. But if you did not buy the Kingdom Pass and you have Tourmaline and maybe for some reason you don't have Obsidiaxis, it's an option. This gets an automatic free turn, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And Marilith is dangerous. Oh, she did not loop. How dare she? Extra turn, unless, you lose your extra turn if you get frozen, of course. Chalcedony, you have failed me. Meh. Alright, we're just going to go ahead and do this, and I'll show it one more time. It's a nice thing about having multiple Chalcedony, and you can always throw an extra, you can throw Chernabog in here instead of the Eternal Sentinel, so you have something to explode the board. But if they don't have anything to explode the board, and you don't have anything, that's just going to boost Tourmaline just incredibly until you get the board locked, and then everybody loses their mana and the board resets. So, do that. Do this. We'll do this. Look at all the gargoyle gems. Pigra can blow things up. Can and will. So we're going to go for Pigra first. Chalcedony twice in a row. Wow. Okay. Do better this time. Better. Still did not fill herself up. What is going on? Is this entirely construct? Oh, Tourmaline is not a construct. Oh. Oh. Okay, so instead of Chalcedony, let's see. This is why I should test these things before I start. Alright, that is why it's not working. So I'm going to take this code out of... It won't be in the description. I'll put Chernabog there instead, I think. Look at all the gems, though. Not blowing up the board has its merits. As now it's, 93 damage to every enemy, plus your boost from the medal or badges that you are using. So I don't love this. I don't love this. I forgot that Tourmaline is not a construct. My bad. Alright, so what can I use instead? Well, I've got to have some mana generation, so let's just change this. I don't remember what anything else does. That's Obsidian Dips. Split a gem. The Dark Gargoyle actually would work just fine. Or, did I say gargoyle? I meant golem. Because he'll explode a bit of the board. You can use Shernabog. Do I still want this? Don't think so. Banner, I want it to be, I think, red and yellow, perhaps? Red and yellow? Red and yellow. Yeah, sure. Let me look at my class real quickly here. And then rock solid. Oh gosh, what? Oh no, you don't need to use this. Do not use mana source with this class unless you don't have it traded. You have an automatic 50% mana start with the class from the traits. So pick this one, do not pick this one for this particular class. Yes. I mean, it absolutely does not matter. And impact, yes, please. So my hero is not at the front, though, so I'm going to actually do that for this team. All right, let's give this a try. All right, Tears of the Sisters. This will help save your team, get some extra gargoyle gems on the board, and also... Oh, he doesn't have a 50% mana start. I keep wondering, wait, what's going on? All right, you need to do this near skulls, so having them grouped together is helpful. That gives a little bit of mana gen. It's not great. But this is a free turn, extra gargoyle gems, and then we've got plus 15 here. So, you know, I think there are better teams. I'm just not terribly impressed with Tourmaline, and maybe on a different team I would be, but as it stands, I'm going to say Tourmaline is not the best choice for this event. But anyway, team codes will be in the description box down below. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye!